It's Tim and Tammy time. And today I got Tim with me.
Yeah.
We're on the search. We're on the hunt for a house. Well, not the house is gone, but we're on the search for what's left of a house that was built for Dr. Lovick Pierce in 1843. He was a Reverend Doctor, and he was known as the father of the Methodist Church in West Georgia. Please like, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and
we love y'all.
And we don't know what we're gonna find, so y'all just hang on. Just bear with us. Y'all know, you wouldn't think it'd be this hard to stand in the woods and distinguish between trees and a possible fireplace.
Come this way. I don't think we're going to be able to find this.
The woods are awfully thick.
Yeah. So there's a possibility that they have tore the chimney down. And
especially since the land's for sale now. Y'all, I'm in the middle of Columbus and in the middle of the woods, tramping through the woods, looking for a chimney, which is a tree. That is a tree, dear.
Sorry.
I'm staying far enough back that you ain't gonna hit me.
Well, there used to be a house back here.
Y'all, that was a house back here, and it belonged to a Reverend Doctor Lovick Pierce. And he was very influential. There's a dang basketball back here. I gotta go show the basketball. Wonder if they play basketball, if that's what that's about. They play basketball back here. I gotta go around this way, do this. You might not want to follow me. I'm going down low. All right, now I'm freaking out because I don't see the basketball no more. It was a ghost basketball, y'all. I ain't even joking with you. It's gone. Okay, I found it again.
I'm still looking for the chimney.
You keep looking for the chimney. I mean, I'm in the woods in the middle of the city, and there's a basketball here. There's also a beer bottle here, but I'm gonna go to the basketball. See, basketball. I'm gonna go on down to the beer bottle. There you go. Beer bottle and basketball. Okay. Y'all, me and Tim both hate to give up on things like this. We'd like to just find it. It's just a chimney. It's just a chimney in the woods. And we'd just like to find it and show it to you. But alas, this house was built in the 1840s. So that tells you it still got you. Woo, something lives in there. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm just showing y'all what I can find now. Because I don't think I'm finding a chimney, but I don't know what lives in there, but something lives in there. Hope it stays in there if it's at home right now. I don't want to be fighting with no wildlife. Tim just keeps on walking. I just keep on following. Y'all see that fence post right there? Yep. It's a fence post, and you go up and you see where it goes off on each side. And it was a dang high fence, y'all. It goes all the way up to right way up there. I'm gonna stand right here. You tell me what you see.
Come on through.
What?
Wide open here.
Yes, it is. I see.
And there's the fence.
And I don't know, is this a basketball court? Because that fence is in the middle there. And this was a high fence, and we saw a basketball. I see magnolia trees in front of you. But the fence is way too condensed for this to be where the house was, because here's the other side of the fence. Y'all, I really think we're in a basketball court or an old tennis court. Where I go what? Am I looking at the fence? Okay. This was just a tennis court or a basketball court at one time, y'all. That's the only thing.
Something was here.
That's the only thing that makes sense right here. And it's been gone for decades. Look at it.
Oh, no.
Look at it, y'all. It's falling down. So it's been gone for decades. Holler if you find it. All right, y'all. No luck in the woods, and we spent half an hour in the woods, but no luck in the woods. But we are going over to Linwood Cemetery, where the Reverend Doctor Pierce is buried. So we'll show you his grave, and we'll talk more about it over there.
We saw a fence.
We saw a fence. That's all we saw was a fence. We saw a fence. It was a tall fence too. I think it might have been a basketball court or a tennis court. I don't know. Just a guess. All right, guys and gals. We're at Linwood Cemetery now. Pretty sure I have found the grave that I want to talk about. You know what? I don't know if I locked my car. I'm going to go back and see if I locked my car. I did. Good for me. This is like, I think, one of the most magnificent cemeteries in the city of Columbus for sure, but possibly in the state of Georgia. I love the iron fences. This is an old cemetery with a lot of old graves in it, and y'all, just babies. There's so many babies out here, it'll just blow your mind how many babies. That grave standing right here beside me. 1886. Charles Harrison. Okay, let me see. Let me go this way and get around. All right, I think this grave over here is the one we're looking for. Now, I'd love to know where that stone belongs, because I have a feeling that stone does not belong right there. You can't read it, but that was a headstone for somebody at some point. And yep, this is the Reverend Lovick Pierce.
Born in Halifax County, North Carolina.
Yes, he was. Y'all, he was a chaplain during the War of 1912. And right beside him is his wife, Ann Martin. And now, let's see if his son is buried here with him. His son...
His daughter back there.
Yeah, Ann America.
Daughter-in-law. No, daughter. That's his daughter.
Yeah. And this is Julia Elizabeth, wife of Reverend A.T. Mann and daughter of Reverend L. Pierce. Born in Greene County, Georgia, 1813. Died in Augusta, 1863. And she's got one of those tables. But since I've been researching a little bit about cemeteries, I understand now that this is like the table prepared by God, by Jesus. You know, like he prepareth the table in the presence of mine enemies.
Table type
Yeah.
thing.
Or he prepareth the table in the presence of mine enemies. Now, Reverend Lovick Pierce, his son was also a Methodist reverend. This is Mary. And that's Mary. And this is Clara. Okay. I'll try to show y'all what I'm looking at as I say that. I'm standing in the sun. The sun's kind of tough, but there they are. And then we got this one right here, which y'all know is going to grab my attention and make me go, Let's turn it this way and go down so y'all can see. This grave is crumbling. It's sinking. And I can't read who that is. You know, so that's east that way. I wondered about it because it seemed like some of them was pointed the other direction. But they're pointed east, and that's east that way. So I'm going to back up. And go back around. Okay, so right here we have 4 baby graves. All together. And I do wonder where Dr. Pierce's son was buried, because I don't see him here.
So, I don't know if there's any connection at all, but you said he later was at St. Luke, which is a big church in Uptown Columbus.
Which we're going to take y'all to next.
Follow me.
He actually, the story, and I don't know if I should tell it here or there, but actually when the church grew, St. Mark grew so much that they built St. Luke in the
You mean St. Paul?
St. Paul grew so much they built St. Luke. And he changed the Reverend Lovick, who was known lovingly by his acquaintances, family, and friends as Lovey. He established a new tradition, and that was the men and the women sitting together. And some of the men were so, I want to use a word here I shouldn't use, so I'm going to change it. Some of the men were so stubborn, that's a good one to change it to, that they would sit with those women, but they would spit their tobacco at their feet and their shoes, because they didn't want women and men sitting together.
This memorial, which was put together by women,
here in Old St. Luke Church on April 26, 1866, the Ladies' Memorial Association of Columbus, who had urged the entire South to join them in similar exercises, held its first annual service in honor of the heroic Confederate dead. This is in commemoration of the establishment of Memorial Day. Y'all, I've told y'all before that Memorial Day was started by women here in the city of Columbus. And yeah, and it was started at Old St. Luke Church.
Which is,
huge church.
Well, it's a little bit, I don't know if there's a connection.
To what?
If Lovick, because he was part of St. Luke.
He was their first pastor.
The first pastor. So
they built St. Luke because for
the story of what you just said about the women. Now, yeah, there's a connection apparently.
What is the other saint? St. Paul.
St. Paul.
St. Paul grew so much that they had no room for people to sit.
Yeah.
So they established St. Luke. So we had 2 Methodist churches in Columbus. And y'all, if you know this history better than I do and I'm wrong, please let me know.
The only thing is this says Old St. Luke Church.
That's because St. Luke Church burned down in 1901.
Okay. So Lovick probably was at Old St. Luke pastoring it.
Probably. And I don't know if it was in a different place than the St. Luke we're going to today, but they are the same church. They're the same body.
Yeah.
I do love this cemetery. And somewhere over here on this side, Dr. John Pemberton, the creator of Coca-Cola, is buried. And we could go look for that again, but we've done that before. And we'd find it pretty easy because there's only outside and there's Coke bottles all over it. Unless they've cleaned it off recently, which they probably have to do pretty often. And there are people out here working in the cemetery today. But there usually are. This is just, Linwood Cemetery is just amazing to me.
Well,
history of Columbus, just, Tim said we was going to go looking for that house today. I had no idea that Dr. Pierce was the Reverend. I thought he was a medical doctor. So I go and look him up, and here I find all this information about him and the United Methodist Church. He also helped in the establishment of Emory University. And he's credited with the first African Episcopal Methodist Church, the establishment, the founding of the first African Episcopal Methodist Church. So he was all over, and he was the pastor. I don't know if it was St. Luke or if it was St. Paul, but whichever one he was the pastor of, and he ceased to be pastor. Whether they got rid of him or he left, it didn't matter. But 2 years later, they called him back because their membership had dwindled so far. And when he came back, it began to go up again. And he was known as a very kind man, and he was known for being loving to everybody. And he had a soft voice, from what I understand. But this is just what I read. Like I said, if y'all know better, tell me. And if you think you know better, you can tell me too. I'm going to try. Oh, so here we go. Confederate Memorial Day. This is like the sign we read at the cemetery. The first Confederate Memorial Day services in Columbus was held on this site on April 26, 1866. The program was under the auspices of the Ladies Memorial Association, which was organized in the early spring of 1866 for the purpose of holding a memorial service each year honoring Confederate dead. So this is the church we've been talking about, the pastor that we were, the reverend that we were looking at, Reverend Pierce. I thought maybe that sign had something to do with the church, because I know this church should have its own sign. It should have a historic marker on it because it's been here for a very long time.
I thought we should put it out there at the house.
Okay. Somebody's footprint, ain't it?
Yeah.
And that's an actual, is it a shoe?
Yeah. Or
No, it's a shoe. I thought for a minute it was a footprint, but it's a shoe. Somebody stepped in the concrete when it was wet. I bet they ruined that shoe. I ain't gonna be able to get the whole church in here from the whole building from right here. Y'all, this is a magnificent, magnificent building. I'd probably have to go. What? Oh, I'm sure they do. I would too, wouldn't you? I don't think I can get far enough out to get the whole thing in here. From this viewpoint.
that's the front entrance.
Wow. This is magnificent. I'm going to just go up a little bit so you can see the spire on top. And let's go on down here and see, because, you know, for all we know, the whole block is St. Luke. I know it looked like it went all the way down on the other side over there.
I wonder if that's the original or
No.
close to the original.
No, it burned down in 1901, 1904.
Well, I mean, is that the building that was built after?
Now that it might be. That's why I was wondering why it doesn't have a historic marker for the church on here.
St. Luke's old bell.
This is the old bell. Let's see what it says. This bell rang from the steeple of St. Luke Methodist Episcopal Church South, built in 1897, burned May 1942. This bell dedicated May 3rd, 1998 in memory of Miss Pearl Doty, church secretary 1928 to 1977. For 50 years she's a church secretary. Wow. And I'm just gonna put this on here. We're talking so much about the church. Established 1828. Look at here. Is there a date in there? This was added in 1990. This part was added in 1990. And this is St. Luke Church South, organized 1820. The former building on this site erected 1846. This stone laid October 1892. Grace unto, oh boy, y'all, grace unto,
Looks like it.
maybe it's talking, well, what, let me pull that down. I didn't even know I was off of it. Y'all couldn't see it. I think it might be grace unto this building.
Huh.
Wow.
These tall windows remind me of Jordan High School when I went to school.
Show y'all what he's talking about.
Most of the classes didn't have air conditioning. They'd be raising them windows up.
I remember not having air conditioning in school.
In fact, this building, with the exception of a few things,
Looks like a school.
looks like a school.
Mm-hmm. Let's go over and get closer to that fountain. That was just appropriate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm walking right into the sun. I'm gonna go around and turn my back on the sun, y'all. For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and shall lead them unto living fountains of water, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. It says Pierce Memorial Fountain. This fountain is given by Mr. and Mrs. Don Abbott Turner in memory of Dr. Lovick Pierce, 1785 to 1879, pastor of St. Luke Methodist Church, 1836 to 1837, 1840 to 1841, 1850, and Bishop George Foster Pierce, 1811 to 1884, pastor of St. Luke Methodist Church in 1848, and consecrated bishop in St. Luke Church, May 25th, 1854. Bishop George Foster Pierce was Dr. Lovick Pierce's son.
Yeah. Ooh.
Y'all, I have had so much fun with this story. Oh, okay, I see. So the cornerstone over here, I love them doors. It says St. Luke Methodist Church, 1829 to 1947. This building, the 6th house of worship on this site, to the glory of God and the service of men. So this has been our adventure with the story that we've been telling about Dr. Reverend Lovick Pierce. And we've gone all over Columbus for this. We've gone to where the house should have been, and it was not. We went to the cemetery where him and his wife are buried. And then we ended up here at the church that we were talking about through all of the videos. So please like, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and
We love y'all.
we hope y'all have enjoyed this adventure.